Picture this. It's Berlin, 1884. The room is filled with the most powerful men in Europe. Otto von Bismarck from Germany, Lord Granville representing Britain, Jules Ferry from France, and even King Leopold II of Belgium, all gathered around a table covered with maps of Africa, but not a single African is in the room. Now, by the late 1800s, Europe was in a mad dash for colonies. Why? Well, industrialization meant factories needed raw materials like rubber, gold, and copper. New markets were up for grabs and national pride was on the line. The big powers, Germany, Britain, France, Portugal, Belgium, Italy, and Spain were all eager to claim their slice of Africa. Tensions were high, some borders even overlapped, and nobody wanted a new European war over who owned what. So, Otto von Bismarck steps in and hosts a conference in Berlin from November 1884 to February 1885. The goal? To avoid European conflict, protecting African interests, not even on the agenda. 14 countries show up. Only the Ottoman Empire and the United States break the all-European guest list. Still, not a single African leader is invited. The result is the General Act of the Berlin Conference. Now, this was basically a rule book for how to carve up Africa. First, there's the effective occupation rule. You can't just put a flag on a map, you have to physically control the area with administration and troops. Next, the Congo and Niger rivers, open to everyone for trade and travel. They also claimed they'd abolish the slave trade. On paper, anyway. In reality, forced labor and brutal exploitation quickly replaced it. And here's the kicker. King Leopold II gets personal ownership of the Congo Free State. That's not just colonization, that's one man owning a country. They also created the notification principle. Countries had to let others know before claiming new land. The aftermath? Within about 20 years, nearly all of Africa was colonized, except for Liberia and Ethiopia. Borders were drawn with zero thought for ethnic or cultural boundaries, splitting communities and forcing rivals together. Traditional African governments, ignored or wiped out. The continent was left with economic exploitation, cultural erasure, and a legacy of conflict that still shapes Africa today. So no, the Berlin Conference didn't literally slice up Africa overnight, but it set the stage for a brutal scramble that changed the continent forever. If you ever wonder why African borders look the way they do, or why so many conflicts trace back to colonial times, remember the Berlin Conference, and who got a seat at the table, and who didn't.